Hey everyone, my name is Tequila Cheatham McCrae. I am the founder of the Grapevine Sway LLC. I am a writer poet. So I wrote a poem here and it's called Feel Me, which deals a little bit with vulnerability. It's not something that many human beings like to tap into, specifically me. I'm that person. And it's kind of surprising considering that I'm a writer, but I really don't like to tap into vulnerability. It requires too much emotional energy, right? A lot of spiritual and emotional and mental energy that you have to be willing to deal with in that moment. So, in this case, these days, I've been practicing more on my vulnerability in my writing because I think it has healing powers and because it can help someone and because you might just need to get it out. Just spit something that's a little deep, right? So I wrote this poem called Feel Me. Still working on the performance level, but I have an idea of how I want to perform it on stage, which will be totally different from how I'm performing it here. So let me know what you think. It's called Feel Me. Feel Me? In a couple of days, you're going to hear me say some things you don't believe, like I did so and so as a result of fear, losing someone, another one at a young age. You see, I became used to being abandoned, emotionally stranded. Being the oldest, I was constantly reminded of responsibility that was second handed, smoked out of a room full of adults who didn't give a fuck. You got a roof over your head, clean clothes, and you fed, right? Yeah, it's true, but what about the days I was feeling blue, had no one to turn to, and was forced to wear invisible smiles and a cape? I barely knew how to rescue myself, yet I had to fake because I didn't want to get in the way of arguments about who took the last cigarette or ate someone's plate of food. Boiling hot water flying across the room, and the next day pretend like nothing happened when the truth is I witnessed it all. Witnessed it all. Melting skin, sticking to a white tee. Don't spill a tea. We don't talk about family in the street. Man, please. That's what's wrong with this society. Always covering shit up. And it keeps going and going and going. Energizer bunny, but I ran out of energy trying to stay out of the way and protecting cousins and siblings who would someday resent me for leaving. Not saying I was fighting daily to shelter them. That's the problem, thinking that I dodged a bullet and escaped. No, I was a shield for as long as I could take. Thinking that I moved to the side only for them to be sprayed. Nah, I didn't want them to see my pain. For many years, I was blamed for their poor decisions. I had no more guidance. I was following your footprints, thinking I dodged when really I was being hit over and over and over again. No one to check my vital signs to see if I was breathing. Mad because I collapsed? Wheezing, looking for a reason to survive and potentially get well enough to go get help and come back, but they learned nothing from me. I thought from watching they learned to stand on their own 2 feet. That was supposed to be the lesson. I learned, thought I taught them how to deal. Built my armor out of steel without going into overkill. Not everyone is willing to heal. They rather numb or play victim and make reasons for why they don't call or text every now and then. I hid my emotions for years and hoping these poems will bring me near those times when I was able to feel loved. When we all gathered to do the electric slide, it didn't matter how many times the cops were called or how many lies they tell about the bruises they'd had. All that mattered was in a couple of days, things won't be the same. No more watching adults argue, escalate, spewing words of hate. No, not a couple of days. No more. No more going without spilling this vulnerability. Poems have always been the keeper of my feelings. In a couple of days, you won't recognize me, and that's okay. I understand. For so long I've hidden, not wanting to be seen and needing to explain what I mean. You feel me?